Hi, I'm Monty McKinnon. Thank you for joining me. I'm really pleased you're here today. I'm going to spin the intro real quick because I've got two jigs I want to show you today. Yep, two, not one, and very easy to make, and you can do it at home with scrap wood. Costs you next to nothing. All right, let's do that, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. The first jig I want to show you is this one here. It's actually more of a piece of safety wood than it is a jig. This thing measures out to 8.5. It could be 9 inches. It could be 10. It doesn't really matter. It was made out of a 2x6 originally. It's about 3.5 inches in depth. What I've done here is I've come along with the bandsaw and I cut that. And that depth is 6 inches, and this is 3 inches here. And the piece of wood is 1.5. Now, the point of this is when you're using your table saw and you've got some small wood that you've got to push through, and maybe you're making a small cut or whatever it would be, you push it through with this block. This block, when it's a 2x6, is a little higher than what this is. You don't want to get your fingers down here, but you want this over here, so when you're pushing something through on the table saw and you're pushing it like this, it will cut the piece of wood you want cut, and it will cut into this piece of wood. And you can see I've got numerous cuts in there, and I've got them on this side as well. Now, the reason for this is not as deep as this. This one here, this measures 1/2 inch, and this is a solid quarter, slightly more than 1/4 inch. Now, you want to keep your hands away from the blade on a table saw. That's a given. Wood that binds on a table saw and shoots backwards is coming off at about 90 miles an hour. That's why you never stand in front of anything on the table saw. You're always working to the side. So the blade is here. If anything does shoot off, it's going under here and it's gone. So it's a safety issue. And you know, from drilling my finger, I'm all about safety, right? Oh man, at least okay, I'm being careful around the table saw for sure. So I like this. This one is now expired. I have to make a new piece here. I have a friend that's going to give me a piece of 2x8, and I will cut this again with the bandsaw, cut this out here, and then I can do it this way or this way, whatever it is. Don't worry about it. It's just scrap wood. It's easy to make, and you'll stay safe. Now, I'm working on this guitar neck, and have you ever wondered how it is that the frets all along the sides here are always perfect at a nice angle and they look great? Well, the way you do that is with this. And what this is another piece of wood. This is a 2x4, and it's 6.5, 7 inches long. It doesn't matter. And it is in depth, it is 2.5 inches deep. It could be 3, it doesn't really matter. The key here is that a slot is put in here, and the slot is the thickness of a file. And the slot depth here, from the bottom of the file, from here to the bottom of the slot, is 1 inch. Now, coming down 1/2 inch, what you will do, and you'll be using this in order to make this, you'll put the blade on a 30-degree angle. If you're really keen and you want 45, go for it. But most of the fret edges here are around 30 degrees. So you'll turn your blade so it's at 30 degrees. You'll take this, you'll set the saw blade so that it comes up just nicely into the kerf that you've already put on here. This slot, you've already run this through the saw. Now we're going to run it this way, and that will give us this piece to cut off. And now we have this nice little sloping piece here for 30 degrees, and we have this straight down. The next thing you will do is drill very tiny holes, screw holes, 2 of these on either end. And the reason for that is simply to hold the file in place so that it doesn't move on you. Now, what I have is a file to do the edge of the fret, and this is how you use it. You've got the fret like this. This part goes flat on the guitar. That now puts this at a 30-degree angle. And then you simply slide it up, back and forth, very gentle. Now, that's perfect for this side. Turn it around, and then do the same thing on this side. Now, once you've done that, and you've got your 30-degree angle, you're going to take your fret file. This is a tiny little thing. I'm not sponsored by these folks, but I bought this from StuMac. And you can take this file and just go around each of the edges here just to take off any little burrs that may have come as a result of the filing, because you want to make sure that that is nice and smooth for running back and forth. What I do next is I take some 220 grit sandpaper and I sand the edge, and then I do it with a 400 grit paper. So my hand can slide up and down here like this, and nothing is stopping it. It's just nice and smooth. So that's what these 2 jigs do. One protects your hand while you're cutting things like this, putting slots in here. This helps you put on the perfect fret angle on the side. Otherwise, you've got frets that look like this, look like this, look like it's ugly and it's a mess. So there you go. That's how you do that. Thank you so much for joining me. It is time for me to enjoy another another cup of English breakfast tea, and it's a decaf tea because I'm trying to get my hands to stop shaking, thinking that maybe the tea is doing it. It isn't. But anyway, that's what we're working on. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. There are links down below. Check them out. And I really encourage you to follow a couple of people. Michael Builds has some incredible stuff for you to see on his channel. I mean, really, really good stuff. Even stuff that he takes a sledgehammer to. You've got to see that video. It blew me away, and I thought, no, don't do that, don't. He did. And then there's Leo Santorelli, and he is constantly putting up good stuff, and he's going to be going back to school in about 3 weeks, and hopefully he's going to get some more stuff up before he does that, and he'll fill you in on all of that. So check out Leo Santorelli and Michael Builds, 2 great sites. All right, that's it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, what is next?